G'day guys. I brewed a Mexican lager a few weeks ago, and I'm doing a grain to glass video on it, so if you're interested, stay tuned. Well, this is my Mexican lager here. It's come up pretty good. It's been in the keg for maybe 2 weeks, carbonating and conditioning. It's got a nice head on it and it's reasonably clear. Yeah, so I brewed this with 20% corn. Oh, it tastes good. I used Chinook hops, bittering, and also a bit of aroma, like 10 minutes at the end of the boil. I was after using Gallina hops. Unfortunately, I couldn't get them. And I wanted to brew this with the Y-Labs liquid Mexican lager yeast. Unfortunately, I couldn't get hold of that either, so I've used my normal lager yeast I use, which is W3470. So yeah, see the grain to glass video, and yeah, then we'll do a tasting on it.
Yeah, so I was targeting a 1.047 gravity. I used pale malt and corn at 20%. My mash-in was 65 degrees for 60 minutes. I used Chinook hops for bittering and aroma. Saf lager 3470, 2 packets. And I fermented it at 13 degrees. Then raised it to 15 for a couple of days for diacetyl. This is my water addition. I used filtered or RO water, and then adjusted the salts to meet the target as shown there. Here I'm adding my pale malt. This is sped up, otherwise it's quite boring. Making sure all the there's no dough balls there, making sure it's all into the liquid, just so you get the best efficiency you can. And there's the corn, this flaked corn I added, and my rice hulls, just because to avoid getting a stuck mash, because I use 20% corn. Putting my top plate on, and then I'll be recirculating the mash, and this was 65 degrees for 60 minutes. Yeah, so during the mash I had a look at it and it looks very clear. You can easily see the top plate there, very clear. So that's yeah, about half an hour into the brew. Beautiful. So that's finished. So now I'm sparging, just using hot water, and yeah, you can see it flows very nicely. I haven't had a stuck mash yet, and I tend to not have one. But yeah, that sparges very nicely. So now it's boiling. Here's the Chinook hops, my first edition. Don't have footage on the aroma edition, but you get the picture. And yeah, here I've got my worked in the fermenter, and I'm adding my W3470 yeast, 2 packets, and of course the sanitizer. And in the fermenter it goes. So this was the progress. It started the 29th of Jan, and fermentation was very much hit the terminal 1.011 at just over a week.
Yeah, so I think it's come up pretty clean. I'll pour another glass. What I'm going to actually do is pour a glass against the a Corona. I'm not suggesting mine's a Corona clone by any stretch of the imagination, but I just want to see how it compares to the style of that beer. So yeah, I'll pour the chrome first. So right off the bat, yeah, mine's a bit cloudier, which is, it's only been in the keg for 2 weeks. I find it needs a good month in there to be fully clear. It's reasonably similar colour actually, just mine's a little bit hazier, but yeah, mine will clear up. But I was just interested to see what it's like taste wise. Similar colours. Maybe mine's a little bit lighter. On aroma, I'm getting a little bit of light struck skunkiness, maybe slightly oxidized on that. Whereas mine's a lot more cleaner. On taste wise, yeah, slight hoppy, but I'm getting a bit of oxidation, yeah, and slightly light struck. Mine's probably a little bit more hoppy on the taste. But I wouldn't say it's out of ordinary for the style. Yeah, it's reasonably clear. But yeah, you can see it's a lot more cloudier compared to that. But yeah, as I said, like mine hasn't been filtered. So for not filtered beer, it's clearing in this. Yeah, certainly mine's quite clean. Easy to drink. In terms of mouthfeel, they're pretty similar mouthfeel, pretty similar body. The Corona is quite, you got a zesty after bitterness. Yeah, which mine does too. And mine has a slightly bit more hoppy aroma, not over the top, just a little bit more. That's due to the Chinook hops that I put in. Yeah, it's quite, suits this style. I think I've done alright to get a similar beer to the Mexican style, even though I didn't use the Mexican yeast or the hops I was after, but I think it's come up pretty well. I'm happy with this. So yeah, 20% black corn. I used a little bit of rice hulls. Rest was pale malt. Yeah, Chinook hops. Used the W3470 yeast. And yeah, fermented for about 2 weeks, and then I did a diacetyl increase by 2 degrees, so I went from 13 to 15 degrees Celsius. And then after 2 or 3 days, I cold crashed it to, or chilled it down to about 6 degrees. And that stayed there for a couple of days. Then I transferred it to a keg, and it's been in the keg for about 2 weeks. Mind you, I've only poured about 2 or 3 beers from the keg, so I don't have a floating dip tube, so yeah, the beer's only going to get clearer than this as I pour it, so I expect that to clear up a lot more in the next week or 2. But I'm happy. how this is pretty similar to a Corona. This style, except it's not. It doesn't have that slight light stroke. I'm happy with this. I'd be interested to see what this is like if it's sitting outside for maybe half an hour, whether it gets the sort of light struck properties that this one gets, because this is obviously stored in a clear bottle. Even though I think they probably use Tetra hops in this, but yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, if you like what you saw and you want to see more videos like this, please hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and cheers.